Hey, what's up guys? Frisky here with another Destiny video. Today I want to start a very mini-series meaning it's going to be 3 videos, on my subclass setup with appropriate gear for each of my characters. So today we're going to go over my Hunter, and I'm going to show you my Night Stalker, Blade Dancer, and Gunslinger class subclass setup for both PvE and PvP. So let's start with Night Stalker. Let's start with PvP. For PvP, I generally wear the Graviton forfeit helmet, generally 9 times out of 10. My gloves are always going to be, at least if I have them, the weapon that I'm using for faster reload, whether it be this particular one is Scout Rifle. I do have a Pulse. My Hero Doc Harlow chest piece has Sniper Rifle. My legs have Machine Gun. I'll change them out to Rocket. You guys get the gist on this. But as far as exotics, I run the Graviton forfeit. So for my Night Stalker subclass setup for PvP, I run Vortex Grenade, Triple Jump. I run Quiver, Envenomed for the smoke, which is very good if you throw a Toxic Grenade and then a Vortex Grenade. The Toxic will slow them down and they'll be trapped in your Vortex. Works very well. I run Lockdown to make the grenade and smoke effect last twice as long. And I also run Keen Scout. It allows me to keep control of my targets, let me know where they are, because Shade Step will be unlocked with the Graviton forfeit. For my armor, recovery, and agility, I always run max armor the best I can, always. It's just how I roll. Again, these subclasses are mine. These are the way that I work. These are my most comfortable, and I'm just kind of giving you an idea, of how you, might want to set up if you're having trouble. This is all personal preference, but this is the way I run for PvP. For PvE, when I talk PvE, I talk endgame. I'm going to wear my Dark Hollow Mask along with my Sealed Ahamkara Grasps, because when I go back into my Night Stalker class setup, I'm going to change a couple of things. One, I'm going to do Black Hole. I'm going to let that Void Anchor have increased range and it lasts longer for like War Priest, Golgoroth, etc. I'm also going to move to Vanish and Smoke, because I want, the hidden away from enemies. The Venom really isn't a game changer in PvE. Just not really a game changer. I am also going to run Light of the Pack. Having my teammates get more orbs is essential, in my opinion, especially if you've got those, those Titans, those Defender Titans, depending on what strategy you do on Oryx. If you tether the Taken in the middle in the beginning before you actually jump on the platforms to start killing the ogres, creating a lot of orbs for those Titans and those Warlocks is key. And then I run Shade Step. So it's pretty much all I change for my PvE and my PvP build for my Night Stalker. My armor, recovery, and agility stay the same. Hunters have pretty poor recovery, but Hunters are also my favorite class. So that is my PvE and PvP build for my Night Stalker. Let's move to my Blade Dancer. For PvP, now, no, I'm going to show these classes even though I don't ever play them a lot, and I will tell you if I don't. So on a small map for Trials of Osiris, I might usually run, believe it or not, I'll run Blade Dancer. So let's go PvP. I start with my Skip Grenade. I still run Blink, believe it or not. It really does help me get away from things. I will run Razor's Edge. I usually don't do an invisibility build, although I will demonstrate that. I use Fast Twitch. Even though Backstab is still broken, I want the extra lunge. Like, when you have Fast Twitch, you have a little bit increased range, believe it or not. I run Quick Draw for weapons draw immediately, and I run Hungering Blade for my Blade Dancer. Every kill, I get trigger regeneration. If I wanted to run a PvP invisibility build, I will usually probably switch to Better Control, because so that way the blink, doesn't make a noise. However, half the time I still use Blink. I will then switch to Vanish. I will then switch to Shadowjack, and I will then switch to Stalker. I don't like to run this because I like having my weapons draw immediately, and I also like having that Hungering Blade for health recovery. For PvE, I generally run arc bolt grenade or flux grenade because it's kind of like magnetic. So depending on your choice there. I will run better control. I don't do blink in PvE. It's just not how I do. Then I will definitely do Vanish. I will do Escape Artist, Shadowjack, and Stalker. If I was playing Crota and I wanted some health, especially Crota on hard because you don't have the Chalice, I'll switch to Hungering Blade. You know, get a kill with my with my Blink Strike or my Arc Blade, and then I'll switch back to Stalker. It's kind of how I roll. I usually don't rock a Blade Dancer in PvE anymore, but there it is anyway, if anybody wants to know. As far as gear goes, realistically, I mean, Crota, PvE, I'm rocking, Don't Touch Me's. But other than that, I mean, I guess you could wear, Mask of the Third Man, especially for the health regeneration. So long as you have it. This used to have health regeneration in year 1 when you pick up an orb. It was called Infusion. You can still get it if you use Twist Fate. You can still get it. But the Mask of Third Man will use less energy when you're using your Arc Blade. So that's usually my gear setup. Gunslinger, arguably my favorite class. PvP. I am running Incendiary Grenades. I know a lot of people do Trip Mines with the Amkar Spine. I run Incendiary Grenades. It's just my preference. I always run Triple Jump, and then these stay the same no matter what. I always run the Combustion, especially for PvP. You never know if you get that second one. It's kind of like a mini Firefly. I do run the Incendiary Blade. None of these really are really that good. A lot of people use Circle of Life to get the extra armor. I use the Incendiary Blade. It keeps them burning. It's like a very minute firebolt grenade that the Warlocks have. Knife Juggler's cool, I guess. Precision kills with throwing knife. Reset its cooldown. Again, precision kills, though. And it's not really that big of a deal. Build your strength around it if you really want throwing knives that bad. I always run Gunslinger's Trance for stability. I never run Keyhole. And I'll tell you why here in a minute for PvE. And then I always run Chain of Woe. If you have a gauntlets on that have, let's say, Pulse Rifle reload, and let's say those gauntlets, or that Pulse Rifle has Outlaw, and then you get a precision kill, the reload speed is so fast, it's unbelievable. So this is my setup for PvE. For PvP, I run the exact same setup. The reason I don't use Keyhole on this one is because I wear the Celestial Nighthawk, which grants you Keyhole. I don't think Keyhole is a necessity for PvP, which is why I don't run it. I'd rather have the stability for PvP. So here is usually my setup for PvE. I use Celestial Nighthawk. It's a beast. For PvE, it's really preference, honestly. A lot of times I'll just use the Skyburner's Annex because I can create orbs on heavy weapon kills, and then I can get special when my super is full and I pick up orbs. I know it says may grant, but anyway, that's just my setup. That's what I use. I really don't switch it out. I'm very comfortable with my hunter and where he's at. So that's how I roll. I mean, all PvP like trials, you can wear Crest of Alpha Lupi. I get it. Do what's comfortable for you. I recommend reload speeds with a weapon that you use the most, whether it is your primary or it is your secondary, whether it be snipers or shotguns. Again, just my setup. As far as weapons goes, I mean, use the weapons that, I guess are tied into your gauntlets. But anyway, that's my PvE and PvP setup for each of my classes. Just a quick overrun in case anybody was curious, wanted to know what I use, maybe wanted some tips on to get better maybe. Those are just my tips. Next couple of videos, we're going to go over my Warlock and my Titan. But so far, that's what I have for you guys. I hope you really enjoyed the video. Positive rating is always greatly appreciated. And I thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend.